let's get right into it. Today, we're going to tackle a really big question. What is it that separates a business that's just a flash in the pan from one that actually stands the test of time? We're going to break down the real blueprint for building something that truly lasts.
So, let's start with the big question right up front. In a world where startups pop up and disappear all the time, what's the secret sauce for endurance? Is it just having a ton of funding? Or a killer product? Maybe some marketing genius? Or is it something a little deeper? The best way to really get our heads around this is with a powerful metaphor, one that just makes the whole concept click. So for the next few minutes, imagine you're not building a company, you're actually building a house from the ground up.
Yeah, we're calling this the house of business. Every single part of a company, its values, its actions, how it handles pressure, it all has a parallel in construction. So let's start where any good builder would, with the foundation. Right. Before you can even think about walls or a roof or anything else, you have to pour that foundation. So what's underneath it all? What is that solid ground that everything else is going to depend on?
That solid ground is integrity. And look, this isn't just some corporate buzzword you stick on a poster. Nope, this is the actual concrete and steel of your business. It's that deep, unshakable commitment to being honest and having strong moral principles. Without this, anything you build on top is going to be shaky at best.
But here's what's so interesting. Integrity isn't just a passive idea. It's an active process. It's about taking those good intentions, what some have called the treasures of the heart, and actually transforming them into real, tangible, ethical actions that you take day in and day out.
So how do you even see this invisible foundation? Well, you see it in the results. A foundation of integrity starts to become visible through things like a stellar brand reputation, a track record of actually keeping your promises, an amazing customer experience, and values that feel real because they're being acted on all the time.
Okay, foundation is set. It's solid. Now it's time to build the walls. And in business, these walls aren't made of words or fancy marketing slogans. They're built brick by brick with consistent, meaningful action.
And this right here, this is the crucial difference. See, any company can have slick marketing slogans, but a well-built business, it proves its value. Instead of just making claims, it delivers genuine service. Instead of empty promises, it provides consistent proof. This is where the whole structure really starts to take shape. Now, no house, and definitely no business, exists in a perfect little bubble. Sooner or later, the storms are going to come, and this is the ultimate test of the structure that you've built. And these storms can be absolutely fierce. We're talking about major economic downturns, relentless competition from rivals, or those completely unexpected global crises that just come out of nowhere. These are the high winds and the driving rain that can level a weak structure in a heartbeat. So the critical point is this: the outcome is actually determined long before the storm ever hits. A business that's built on a weak foundation, things like greed or chasing only short-term goals, it's going to collapse under pressure. But one that's built on the solid rock of integrity and a long-term vision, it shows resilience. It might get battered for sure, but it will not break. So, let's look at a modern example that really tries to embody this whole philosophy. The Victory with Ash platform is presented as a whole new kind of blueprint for business, one that fundamentally rethinks the entire construction process, right from the very beginning.
For a long, long time, the model in a lot of online ventures has been this: lead with the promise of instant money. Get people in the door by flashing potential earnings, often way before they have any real skills or understanding of what they're doing.
This new blueprint just flips that script completely. The core principle is so simple, but it's also kind of radical. Learn before you earn. It's a fundamental shift away from promising outcomes to, instead, building capabilities first. And the process looks like this. It starts with education to create a solid understanding. From there, it moves to practical skill training, and this leads to genuine empowerment, creating people who are actually confident and capable. Only then, as a natural result of that mastery, does the financial reward follow.
This approach has been called a massive paradigm shift, and that's exactly what it is. It's all about building value inside a person before asking them to extract value from the market. To go back to our metaphor, it's building the foundation and walls properly before ever trying to sell the house.
So as we wrap this up, let's just lock in these key lessons. Lasting success isn't like a winning lottery ticket. It's a construction project. Integrity is the only foundation that can actually withstand the storms.
Your actions are the only real proof of your promises. And finally, creating true value is about empowering people with skills, not just giving them empty guarantees.
And that leaves us with a final question for you to really think about. When you look at your own career, or the companies you work for, or even the businesses you choose to support as a customer, just ask yourself this. Is it built on the solid rock of integrity and action, or is it just sitting on the shifting sand of empty promises? The answer to that will tell you everything you need to know about its future.